saw that smile on your face, Bill. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jerry. How you guys doing today? That's awesome. Welcome to Unity in Orange County. I hope you're doing well. It's a nice temperate temperature in here. It feels good, doesn't it? It's a little warm out there. It's okay. We'll just enjoy it here. We're also going to get our vibration going by standing. And we're going to sing I Release and I Let Go. As you sing it, I want you to think about the words coming out of your mouth because there's a message in there for you. Ready? There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you guys so much. You sound great today. Please be seated, and I'd like to welcome Tina to the platform.
Good morning, everybody. So nice to see all of you here today. Before we get started, we always like to affirm our prayer for our church and our vision and mission statement. So together, and remember, say this like you mean it, okay? Our prayers. We pray and affirm continued growth and prosperity for Unity of Orange County, with an abundance to spare and share. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. And our vision statement, centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission statement, to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. There's a little flies around here. It's all the flowers, I think. Okay, I would love to thank and acknowledge those that help make this service possible. First of all, our music team, Bill on keyboards, Jerry on drums, Tom on vocals, and Tom also does our audio. And thank you so much for your double duty every Sunday. And we have Mark on camera, and Mark is also one of our Sunday angels that gets here first thing in the morning and helps set up our signs and move our chairs, and I mean, he's all over the place. So thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate that. And Waverly and John streaming. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us. And today we had, let's see, who did we have as greeters today? Rosemary and her lovely husband, Jim, were our Unity greeters today. And we have Stephanie, who's going to read the daily word. and guide us in meditation. And our fabulous Reverend Allison will be giving our message today. So thank you, and thank you to all the other angels this morning helping set up. Okay, if you are looking for a way to help Unity of Orange County, we are looking for Sunday angels to help set up and tear down. So please contact any of the board members. We will direct you, and we appreciate you, so thank you very much. A new book discussion group is starting on Wednesday, September the 29th, and it will be from 6:30 to 8. And the facilitators are Diane and Howard, and the book will be Wayne Dyer's entitled Wishes Fulfilled, and it is about mastering the art of manifesting. The book club Resilience will be meeting today at 1:30, and there will be no Zoom today. Strictly. Oops, sorry. 11:30. 1:30? I don't know. No, we'll be done by then. Thank you for catching that. Okay, coming in October, we will be having our fall picnic party Sunday, October the 16th at Laguna Niguel Regional Park. And we will be having games, pumpkin decorating, potluck, and lots of fellowship and fun. We will be providing the paper, I always like to say paper stuff, so utensils and paper plates and all of that. You bring a potluck and a pumpkin to decorate as well. And it should be a lot of fun. Maybe Jerry will bring his drums, and we can have a little mini drumming circle. What do you think? Why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not? The Silent Voice, Christopher's book on homelessness, is now on sale at the following link, lulu.com. And this is really, I say this to you every Sunday, but it really is a beautiful book that he has put together. And speaking of Christopher, if any of you are on Arlene's webpage, someone, a fabulous artist, painted a picture of Christopher, and it is amazing, really amazing. So if you have a chance, and if you're on her Facebook page, take a look. It just captured him completely. So we also have our 50-50 raffles after service, Tom. And so we will be drawing today. It's the last Sunday of the month. You still have time to buy some raffle tickets, and then we will have our drawing. And if you need prayer, you can email our prayer line at uocpray@gmail.com, and we will get back in touch with you. If we don't, just be assured that your prayers are being put in the box to go off to Unity Village. And they do pray there 24/7. So your prayer will be in the hopper, so to speak, for 24 hours a day for 30 days. Somebody's actually praying over our prayers. Okay, so for a full listing of all of our upcoming activities, please go to our website at unityoforangecounty.org to our calendar. Thank you. Tom.
So today we're talking about giving, and I want to focus my songs today on giving of yourself. You know, they always say the time, treasure, talent kind of thing. I don't know what it is about me. I mean, I almost never have money to give is kind of where I'm at, I think. So I've made a strong value in my life of giving of myself. And this one, you guys are going to know this one. This is giving of yourself when someone needs you. You want to sing along? Just sing well so your neighbor isn't bothered, okay? When you're down and troubled, and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, just keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you. Oh, they'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? You've got a friend. You've got a friend. Thank you guys so much. All right, guys, it's time to get ready for Daily Word Meditation. Get comfortable in your chairs, feet flat on the floor if that's okay for your body. And we're going to sing together. Once again, singing is praying. We're going to sing together, Blessing to the World. The first one is for you, so hear this and know it for yourself first. Here we go. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Having heard that, take it in for yourself, the I am. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. Now expand to include everyone. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. I'd like to invite Stephanie to the platform.
After the daily word or after the meditation?
After the daily word, before the meditation.
Oh,
I'll help.
okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Hi. So, just 1 second. The daily word.
Daily word, yeah.
And then we do the prayer box then?
That's when we sing.
And then we sing before the prayer box.
Yeah, to bring the prayer box.
Yay. Okay. We made a little change, and this is good.
That's why I'm letting you know.
And I needed it. Today's daily word is harmony. Harmony is the song in my life. Harmony is an integral part of music, adding layers of intricacy and depth. Without harmony and rhythm, a musical composition would be little more than a dissonant cacophony. With the resolution of each chord and the synchronization of every note, a symphony can touch my soul with peace. Similarly, my soul finds peace as I seek a chord in my relationships and in every interaction I have. From a place of love and tranquility, I bring compassion to every situation. With the give and take of compromise, I build understanding and trust. I approach every interaction with faith and the expectation of harmonious results, harmonizing my mind and heart with the world around me. I welcome and do my part to create goodwill, meaning, and beauty. The Bible verse today is Romans 12:16. Live in harmony with one another. And now we're going to have music.
As the prayer box comes forward, please sing it with me. Our thoughts are prayers. Here we go. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Mother, Father, God, we know that every prayer is answered and that you are with us always. So in this box, we know that already you have heard and answered, and it is done. So we send these prayers and wishes and hopes and dreams out into the universe, knowing that they are to be made manifest. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Amen. Thank you. So it is now time for a meditation. And I thought we would take a little bit from Resilience, which is the book that we are studying after church today. This week, our chapter's on zeal. And I thought, this is awesome. So I want to invite you to share with us the meditation that's in from the book. Well, at least it's part of it. Okay, so if you get your feet flat on the floor, if that's comfortable, And let's take a cleansing breath. Lower your shoulders. Allow God's light to fill you. Gently close your eyes and take a deep, long breath. Let it fill you. Imagine as you inhale that you are breathing in white light from the infinite resources of the universe. Breathe this light into the nape of your neck. That is the seat of zeal. In your mind's eye, watch the sparkling orange light of divine zeal light up and expand to fill your whole body. It is the color of pumpkins. It is the color of mandarin oranges. It uplifts you. It has a smell, the smell of orange, the smell of pumpkin spice. See it filling you. Realize that it is also the color of your sacral chakra, which is 3 inches below your belly button. Let that color fill you. Let the smell and the remembrance of all things that are bright and uplifting fill you, because that's also where your creativity lies, your joy, your ability to have fun, your zeal. The nape of the neck is the divine seat of zeal, and your sacral chakra is your human seat of zeal. Feel that. Let it wash over you. Take a deep breath. Know that you are joy. You are happiness. You are filled with creativity and zeal. And as you come back into this room, allow the orange light to fade. Become white light that surrounds you in safety and light and divine love. And know that you are God's perfect child. And your thoughts and feelings are valuable, worthy, and divine. Sit in the silence in that thought for just a second or two. And so it is. Amen. Aho. And so it is.
The road is long, with many a winding turn, 'cause he's my brother. If I'm laden at all, I'm laden with sadness, that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on our way to there, why not share? And the load doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
Thank you, Bill. I haven't heard that song for so long. It's so beautiful. Morning, everybody. And look, the groom side has people on it today. Yay! Let's hear it for the grooms. And I'm just blessed that I'm ambidextrous because I'd never spoken to this side of the room before. So this is going to be a whole new thing. But I am ambidextrous, so I should be able to pull it off. So today I'm going to be talking about the law of giving. And that's, I'm basing it on the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. So that is one of the spiritual laws that he discusses in his book. And he tells us that once we understand the true nature and learn to live in harmony with the natural laws that are all around us, that a sense of well-being, good health, fulfilling relationships, energy and enthusiasm for life, and just the wonderful material abundance that we get to take advantage of each and every day, all these things will spring forth with us easily and effortlessly. Isn't that the way we want it to go, right? So today we have the opportunity then to learn about the one spiritual law, which is the spiritual law of success, also known as the law of giving. So I chose this topic to kind of coincide with our 70s campaign that we have going on now, in which we've been asked to pledge to give an extra $70 for the month of September and October. And, Reverend Arlene has been speaking about this, and I thought, well, she's gone now, so somebody needs to pick up the ball, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up the ball for her. And I was telling Bill earlier before the service, when I was an assistant minister before, the minister always disappeared the week that it was time to talk about tithing. Somehow she had to have that weekend off. She never took any other time off, but that weekend she took off. And then I had a lot of apprehension, especially the first time when I started to talk about it. But then as I wrote the talk and got prepared, I realized I'm teaching you a spiritual principle that will change your life. I'm not standing and asking you to give the church money. I'm teaching you a spiritual principle. So I got over that a long time ago. So here I am, and we're going to talk about money. But what happens is this spiritual law not only brings us success, but it also, it just brings everything to it. And I know we've had several demonstrations so far with the campaign where people have picked up the pledge and have done it. And we've had an opportunity to hear from a couple people, and I'm going to mention mine a little bit later in the talk. So I think it's always important when we're talking about something, when we hear real life examples, it really does kind of tie it all together at that time. So what Deepak reminds us of first is that the universe operates through this dynamic exchange. And this exchange is of giving and receiving in different aspects of the flow of life and the flow of energy in the universe. And that it's our willingness to give that which we seek, that we keep the abundance of the universe then circulating throughout our lives and throughout everybody else's life. So we see then that it's not only the law of giving, but rather the law of receiving that is important to remember. And it's, what what it boils down to is that the universe, nothing in the universe is static. Okay? Remember the adage that the universe abhors a vacuum. I've always loved that adage. So if we create the space, then the universe then pours in what we desire. And our bodies are a great example of this, because our body is this dynamic and constant exchange with the universe. It's ever flowing and ever moving within the universe, and it's dynamically interacting with our minds, and then our minds are interacting with the cosmos, and then our energy is this expression, this wonderful expression of cosmic energy. And the flow of life is it's a harmonious interaction then with all the elements of the forces that structure the field of existence, what we call the earth, or where we live, this field of existence. And it's in this harmonious interaction that the law is giving to us in our lives. And if we stop the circulation of energy, it's like stopping the flow of blood in our bodies. And when blood stops flowing, it coagulates and it clots, and we all know that's not a good thing, right? And then it becomes stagnant. And that's why we must really continue to give and receive in order to keep that wealth and affluence of anything that we want. We're not only talking about money, we're talking about everything in our life. And that's what keeps it circulating. So knowing this, if we stop the circulation, say, of money in our lives, if that's our only intention, is to hold on to what we have, to hold on to that money, and we hoard it, and we keep it, since money is an energy, then we'll stop the circulation of it flowing back to us, back into our lives as well. You see, it's also, a good analogy is it's like a river, and it must be kept flowing. Otherwise, it becomes stagnant, and it clogs, and we suffocate, and we strangle it, and it takes away our very own life force. Circulation is what keeps everything vital and alive. And I love it when a topic that I'm talking about allows me to draw on my personal experience and to relate to you some principles that occurred in my life. So my mom has been known to tell a story of how when I was a little girl, just a few years ago, I would ask for a cookie. Who doesn't? Mommy, can I have a cookie? And she'd give me a cookie most of the time. And after she would give me the cookie, then I'd say, no, Mommy, 2 cookies. So apparently what I did, unbeknownst to myself at this later stage in life, what I would do is I would eat a cookie, and then I would put the other cookie in a drawer or some hidden space, so that if my mom ever said no, I still had a cookie. Okay, so that was my very first experience with having a savings account, right? I had a cookie savings account, which sounds pretty good to me, right? So I grew up in my mind thinking that I always had to preserve what I had. I had to preserve that savings account. I had to keep it, always at the same level and never spend what was in there. And, because the reason I did this was I had this fear of some far-off thing happening that never was going to happen or anything, but in my mind, I had a fear or a perceived need that I would need that cookie or I would need that money, and so I had to hold on to it. So I'm picturing now a picture, kind of a drawer full of stale cookies, maybe, over there, but that's my savings, that's my cookie savings, so I'm okay with that, right? So every time I was forced then to draw from my savings because some expense came up that I wasn't expecting, essentially I would go into this panic that now my balance in my savings account is not the same. It's lower than it was. And oh my gosh, this is a financial crisis. I can't take it. But what happened was this thinking stagnated my ability to grow what I had, to grow those funds to be larger than what I needed, so that when I did take it out, that there was still extra there. And it wasn't until I found the teachings of New Thought, thank you, New Thought, and then of course, through that, I also took many, many, many prosperity classes, which we normally do. And that's when I realized that this principle that we're discussing today is pretty powerful. It's a really wonderful thing. And that is that in trying to hold on to every penny that I had, I was blocking the flow of more good into my life. And in Edwene Gaines' book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. She invites us now to think about our savings account like the spare tire in your car. Okay, it's a really good visual You got that little donut tire in your car, donut, cookie, it's all the same. It's in your car there, right? Okay, and what she says, or what she invites us to do, is if there's ever a need, if you get a flat tire, you take the spare out and you put it on your car. But anyone who's ever known or has ever had an opportunity to do this, the manufacturer says, do not drive it for more than 10, 15 miles, replace it immediately. Don't be driving around with this little tiny wheel on and the rest of your regular wheels. So, go as short as distance as possible. So I started thinking about this in terms of my savings account. And that's when the concept began to hit home with me. And what happened was my consciousness then shifted around this money that was in my savings. And what I shifted it to was this visual of the spare tire. All right? So its purpose then was to bail me out if I ever had a flat or ever had a need. Something came up, the dog got sick, I had an expense that I wasn't aware of. That was my flat tire. So there it was. That was its purpose. But my purpose was to circulate the money at the time that it was needed. So in other words, to get a new tire or anything that I needed. And then the universe's purpose was to replace the money that I had put away or taken away. So during those times that I took those prosperity classes, and I'm sure a lot of people who take classes actively understand that when you're in the heat of them, you're really living the principles. You're up there and you're doing whatever it is they tell you to do, and you're living the principles. But sometimes we slide out of them, as we're not taking classes all the time. But what I realized was, that I could continue that concept. And so during those classes, it became a joke in my classes because I usually had the same group of people that I took classes with. But for instance, if I spent $75 for some unknown expense, I would get $75 back, but I would also get like another 50 cents or another $1. So it became this joke that, that I always got a little more than I had to give out or that I gave out. And I've proven this theory so many times in my life, and more than I can really stand up here and relate, or we'll be here, for a little bit of time. And I wanted to explain at this point what happened with my giving campaign. So I was here 2 weeks ago, and I was able to grab the pledge card, and I filled it out, and I wrote my check for my $70 and turned it in. And not expecting whatever, not thinking about whatever. Well, my husband and I still receive our mail here because we don't have a real address in Baja yet. We're working on it. They tell us as soon as they put the streets in that we're going to get a real address, but we'll see what happens. But so my mom, she says, it looks like you got a refund in the mail. You got to get over here and get your mail. And I'm like, okay, I'm not expecting a refund of any kind, so that's interesting, but okay, I'll be over. Went over to get the mail. Sure enough, here's this refund for income taxes from 2020. Okay? And even my husband's like, but I don't remember that we were supposed to get a refund. And what's the deal? And I won't throw him under the bus, but he does kind of turn the taxes in kind of late. Oops, there you are under the bus. But, so obviously it was a little delayed, or, with all the confusion and everything going on, it got delayed getting back to us. Well, if I were to tithe on this refund, which I will because I am a tither, that would equal more than the $270 opportunities that I have to give for September and October. So there you go. It's rolling out again. So again, I'm proving it over. And the other way that helped me to work on the consciousness of not looking at it that, all my money's gone, or I don't have enough money, I don't see those numbers in my checking account, is when I started paying my bills every month, which we all do, or we hope we do. Instead of worrying about it and watching the balance go down as I paid each bill, what I started doing was thanking the entity that sent me that bill, i.e., if it was my electricity bill, I thanked the fact that I had electricity, or the water bill that we had running water, so on and so forth. And additionally, then when I paid my groceries, I always gave thanks at the time I was paying my groceries at that moment that I was allowed to have that income that helped me circulate the money back to the grocery store and the groceries back to me. So I started the reciprocal relationship with the universe that continues to sustain me today and beyond. And also because of that, it's always flowing, so I'm able to do vacations and buy things that I want and live the life that I want to do because I'm giving and receiving at all times. And these, we also, as I mentioned before, it's not only about money. Relationships fall into this category of give and take. The giving engenders the receiving, and the receiving engenders the giving. As they say, what comes up must go down, or what goes in must come back. So at its core, receiving is the same thing as giving, because giving and receiving are just different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. In every seed that is there is this promise of 1,000 forests. But the seed must not be hoarded and held back. It must be given its intelligence to the fertile ground that helps it grow. And it's through this giving opportunity that the unseen energy flows, and then we have the material manifestation of the forest. Anything that is of a value in life, in what we call life, this thing called life, only multiplies when it is given. That which doesn't multiply through giving is neither worth giving nor worth receiving. You can think about some examples of what that might be. But if you feel that you've lost something in the act of giving, then the gift is not truly given, and it will not cause increase in your life. And by the same token, if you give grudgingly, like, oh, great, they're asking me for money again, I guess I gotta write the check. There's no energy behind that giving. There's no love behind that giving. I know I've talked before about moving from your head to your heart. It has to come from here. We know in our heads that it's the right thing to do, but it has to come from here. The intention behind giving should always be to create happiness for the giver and the receiver, because happiness is life-supporting and life-sustaining, and therefore it generates the increase that we want. The return is directly proportional to the giving when it's unconditional and from the heart. Let me repeat that. The return is directly proportional to the giving when it is unconditional and from the heart. So there's two key things there: unconditional and from the heart. This act of giving must be joyful. Your frame of mind must be one in which you feel joy with the very act of giving. And then the energy behind it becomes multiplied over and over and over. And practicing this law is very simple. If you want joy, you give more joy. If you want love, learn to give more love. If you want attention and appreciation, learn to give attention and appreciation. If you want material affluence, this is a biggie. Help others become material affluent. The easiest way to get what you want is to help others get what they want. If you want to be blessed in all good things in life, learn to bless all good things in life and everyone who receives them. Even the thought of giving, the thought of blessing, or the simple prayer that has the power, it just affects things and affects others. And this is because our body, when it is reduced to its essential state, is a localized bundle of energy and information. And in the universe, everything is energy and information. We are localized bundles of consciousness in this continually conscious universe. And the word consciousness implies more than just energy and information, though. It also implies that we are thinking into the universe and that we have the power to transform not only our lives, but everybody else's. And Deepak, in the book, he states that life is an eternal dance of consciousness that expresses itself as the dynamic exchange of impulses of intelligence between microcosm and macrocosm, the human mind and the cosmic mind. And when we learn to give that which we seek, we activate and choreograph the dance with an exquisite, energetic, and vital movement that constitutes the eternal throb of life. I don't know about you, but I want to sign up for that class, okay? It sounds like it's a really good one. But the best way to put this law of giving into action is we start with circulation, which is what tithing does, or giving in any way. And that is to make the decision that anytime you come into contact with anyone, you will give them something. Remember, This does not have to be a material thing. You can give them a compliment. You can give them a silent prayer. The gifts of caring and attention and affection and appreciation and love are the best gifts that you can give, and they don't cost a thing. So when you meet someone, you can silently just send them a blessing, wishing them joy, happiness, and laughter. I'm sure we've all seen that kind of meme that goes around Facebook that we have no idea what's going on with that person at that moment in that time. And that is true for so many of us right here and right now. So if we're silently just blessing them, I think it will cause a shift in the consciousness. So I found this story that illustrates this opportunity. It's by an unknown author. A woman was traveling alone in the mountains, and she found a precious stone in the stream. The next day, she met a fellow traveler who was hungry. So she opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw the precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. So she did, without hesitation. The traveler left, and he was rejoicing with his great fortune that he had, because he knew that this stone was worth enough to give him security for a lifetime. But a few days later, he came back to return the stone to the woman. He said, "I've been thinking. I know how valuable this stone is, but I give it back to you in the hope that you can give me something even more precious. Give me what you have within you that has enabled you to give me the stone." And the woman smiled and she said, "I have the joy of giving." So we make a decision right here and right now, wherever we go, with whomever we see, as long as we're giving, we will be receiving. The more you give, the more confidence you'll get then in the receiving and the knowing that this miraculous law that exists always is working. And as you receive more, then your ability to give more will also increase. It's this wonderful circle that takes place. And our true nature is one of affluence and abundance. Look around. God has provided all of this for us. We are naturally affluent because nature supports every need and every desire that we have. We lack nothing. I know sometimes that's hard to wrap our head around, but we lack nothing. Because our essential nature is the one of pure potentiality and infinite possibilities. Therefore, you must know that you already inherently are affluent. That no matter how much or how little you have, because of your source of all wealth, you already have more than you need. And it is the consciousness that knows how to fulfill every need, including joy, love, laughter, peace, harmony, knowledge. And if you seek these things first, not only for yourself, but for everyone else, all else will come to you spontaneously. Rabbi Tagore writes this: The frail vessel thou emptieth again and again, and fillest ever with fresh life. This little flute of a reed thou hast carried over hills and dales, and hast breathed through its melodies eternally new. Thy infinite gifts come to me only on those small hands of thine. Ages pass, and still thou pourest, and still there is room to fill. There's always room for more good in our lives. And we receive that with the law of giving. We receive that which we desire by that giving that what we desire. The universe then steps in and expresses our willingness from the heart and without expectation to return, filling that void, filling that vacuum, and creating that which we desired. And it is in that giving that we receive. So we would be wise to give generously in all aspects of our lives, and reap then the rewards that the universe gives to us in return. Let us embrace this knowing that we have all that we need at every moment, and that it is our birthright to receive the kingdom. For as the good book says, if it were not so, I would have told you so. You know, I purchased the Daily Word online, which is a wonderful opportunity if you haven't. And it gives you this feature where you can just type in any word and it'll give you daily words relating to that subject, so guess what I did? So I'm going to close with this daily word, and it's from 1940, and I didn't even realize it was going back that far, but it goes back into the 20s even. So this one's from 1940, and it is the topic is the divine law of giving and receiving is active in me and my affairs. I give freely and receive bountifully. There is a definite law of giving and receiving. This law is based upon a consciousness of truth, that God is the eternal substance in which all things take form. And when we invoke love in our giving, we give divinely and we receive richly and abundantly. When we share our good in the spirit of love, we are not anxious about receiving. We simply work in accordance with the divine law, knowing that there is plenty to supply this demand. In giving in the Spirit, we must be assured of having plenty from which to give, for spiritual substance is unlimited and inexhaustible. Enlarging the channel for giving also increases the capacity to receive. The good giver is also a good receiver, for he must give in order to receive. And the scripture is from Deuteronomy 16:15. Let us keep the channel of our mind open to receive our blessings from God's increase and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt purely rejoice. And finally, I just wanted to quote Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Namaste. Thank you. It's running a little long. Okay.
That was a great talk.
Thank you.
I should mute your mic. That'd be good. Yeah. So earlier, it was about giving of yourself kind of on a small, more personal scale. Now, I'm asking you to give a larger amount of yourself to a larger scale. If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generations, can't afford to wait. Future started yesterday, and we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing, search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, just go on and say if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow starting now. No more broken promises, no more call to war, unless it's love and peace that we're really fighting for. We can destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and raise your voice, we're joining hands today. Oh, I was looking for a song to sing, search for a leader, but the leader was me. We were looking for the world to change. We can be heroes, just go on and say if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow starting now. Now. Whoa, now. If you're ready, we can change the world. Believe again, it starts within. We don't have to wait for destiny. We can be the change that we want to see. If you're out there, oh, if you're out there and you're ready now, sing it loud, scream it out. If you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow starting now. If you're out there, if you're out there, if you're out there, if you hear this message wherever you stand, calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generations can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late.
So much, Tom. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Reverend Allison. What a nice reminder, and thank you so much. It was wonderful. All right. Unity believes in 5 basic principles. And I am telling you, if you follow these 5 basic principles, life is wonderful. So let us affirm. 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know I make a difference. And of course, this is the time where we talk about giving and receiving. And so here at Unity of Orange County, we have several ways that you can fill that. And one is just as the basket goes around, you can put in your donation at that time. You can go to our website and you can use your credit card at that time. And we also have, I don't want to say Venmo or the other, but you can text by going to 77977 and text in the number, and we can accept your donation at that time. And donations are so greatly appreciated because they keep our ministry going, and that is keeping our doors open and keeping all of this going, and we so appreciate it. So let us, either way, however it is that you put your donations, let us put our hands together and say our prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And remember, always giving and receiving in love. Okay, and so we're going to pass the basket now. So I was looking around to see, do we have any first-timers today? Anybody here for the first time, just raise your hand. We're not doing this to embarrass you, or nobody? We're all family? Yes, we're all family. Of course, we're all family. So this month, it's the last Sunday of the month, and we've been so busy on Sundays that we did not acknowledge our September birthdays. So if it's your birthday was in September, raise your hand. Raise your hand, Carla. Anybody else? Wonderful. We have some great birthdays. And Howard, could you pass out some more roses for the birthday ladies? And so if we can, sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. And now that we are filled with light, let's stand and sing This Little Light of Mine.
Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. And while you're standing, please join hands and let's sing the peace song and we'll do the prayer for protection. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. All together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay.